Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video, we're going to be looking at how to use Netcraft for passive information gathering. Now, of course, the first question in your mind is, what is Netcraft and how can it help us find, certain bits of information in regards to web servers? Well, Netcraft is used to indirectly or passively get information about web servers, on or for different websites. Now, of course, I am going to be demonstrating this using my own website and how this can really help you build a picture as to what type of website you're dealing with and all the technologies on the website. All right. So what you want to do is you want to go to the toolbar.netcraft.com and you want to look for the site report, which is right over here under Netcraft extensions. And it's going to tell you to look up a URL. So you want to put in the URL that you want to passively scan. Of course, this is a passive scan. And in my case, I'm going to put in https hackersploit.com or hsploit.com. That is my website. And I'll show you the awesome type of information that you can find, or should I say the useful type of information that one can find from Netcraft. All right. So let's start off with the first piece of information that is returned. We have a background of the site. So you can see that the site has a title. The date that it was first seen was November 2017. So pretty much that was when the site first came up. You get a bit of knowledge as to how long this site has been on there. We have a description, and we have the Netcraft risk rating, which essentially tells you whether the site is risky or not risky, etc. As for the network, you have the site, you have the domain, the IP address, the IPv6 address, the domain registrar, very good stuff there. And the organization, which, as you can see, it is dedicated for privacy. So again, it's protecting my identity. As for the NetBlock owner, we have Cloudflare. So you get a bit of an idea as to what this site is running through. In this case, we can pretty much tell that my DNS server is going through Cloudflare, or all my traffic is going through Cloudflare, as I do have DDoS protection, and I do use Cloudflare for security and rate limiting, amongst other things. You can go ahead and look at the name server again, which will tell you I'm using Cloudflare. All right. So now you're building a picture, you're understanding. All right. This person's site is quite secure. What else? You can see that the site does not support the SSL version 3. Again, I don't use SSL version 3. It checks for Heartbleed vulnerabilities, which is again very important if the site is running, older vulnerable technologies that can leak information. Can pass data as to what the server is processing. And now if we look at the information at the bottom, it gives you, different information in regards to the SSL certificate. So you have TLS version 1.2. Again, nothing special there. My SSL certificate is issued by Komodo. So pretty standard security in regards to the SSL certificate. Nothing special, doesn't give you a country, gives you information in regards to the SSL certificate, which really won't give you anything much, but it helps you understand what the site is built on. Now, the most exciting bit comes right over here when you talk about the hosting history and the IP address. You have the operating system that it does run under, and the web server, and when it was last seen. All right. So that is in regards to the hosting history, the previous hosting history. Now, of course, mine will be blurred right now. If you look at the web trackers, you can see that the web trackers, let me just zoom this in so we can see what's going on. The web trackers are third-party resources loaded onto a web page. So it'll give you an idea of some of the resources that I have on my website. So it's split into categories and companies. So we have Google. I run Google Analytics. I have Amazon. Yes, I do have Amazon integration, Cloudflare, and you have your JS Deliver, which essentially speeds up my website. As for the categories, we have 5 which are content delivery networks, 2 which are advertising. You have 2 widgets and analytics, all one analytics being from Google. You then have the company and what they provide. So you can see that Cloudflare is providing CDN. Amazon is also providing a CDN. Google as well. Pretty standard. And JS Deliver, as I mentioned, is to increase the speed of the site. So very likely that way. As for my HTTP accelerator, you can see that all my traffic and is going through Cloudflare, and there you are. Now, when it comes down to the server-side technology, this is awesome because you get an idea of what's running behind, and pretty much all that's running all that it is running is PHP and XML. And yeah, that's pretty much what's running on server side. So you get a good idea. All right, so you're understanding, all right, this server is running on PHP. That's the primary, that is the primary server side technology. As for the client side, you can see we have a synchronous JavaScript, which gives you a bit of an idea in regards to how you can start targeting or, scope attacks for the site. So you might want to start, trying cross-site scripting attacks, just out of the information that you've gathered so far. As for the client-side scripting frameworks, it gives you, now this is where the good stuff is, because you're looking for vulnerabilities in these frameworks that you can exploit. So _JS, jQuery, Bootstrap. Again, you're looking for vulnerabilities in all of this. As for my advertising networks, you can see I have Google AdSense. It's a WordPress self-hosted website. The content delivery network is through Cloudflare. Any e-commerce plugins installed? Yes. We have a WooCommerce WordPress plugin, which means this is also another vector for you to go after, and a possible attack vector, if the WooCommerce WordPress plugin does have any vulnerabilities. The next step now is to enumerate what plugins are running. So we know that the site is running on WordPress. We know that it runs JavaScript, PHP. It has certain plugins installed, and you can look at the other JavaScript frameworks that the site currently uses. All right, and that's pretty much all the information, all the important information that you can get out of Netcraft. And this is really fantastic, because this information can be very helpful in building up your target and understanding how this target is set out to be, or how your target is set out to be. So you have all information, from hosting to the SSL, to the content delivery networks, and finally to the plugins, to any e-commerce plugins that the site might have installed, and obviously the content management system, which in this case we found out was WordPress. Yeah, pretty standard. And yeah, there we are. So that was how to use Netcraft for passive information gathering in regards to web service. And that's going to be it for this video, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.